I generally keep track of my recordings, but you'll send it to me and we'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I have a lot of people that say a lot of things that reference me that are things that I haven't necessarily said.
yeah, and
So,
I of course I don't want to do that. I have way too much respect for you, and
no, I
Yeah.
get it. I'm
so
just
grateful.
saying that
So
it's a thing.
yeah. Well,
So
you
Yeah, I'm
guys,
here with my
you guys
husband.
all know Dr. Michael. You're all familiar with him. You're all Kangen water people, except I'm not sure about Peter. I'm not sure who Peter is, but I know that everybody in here is a Kangen water distributor. And from what I understand, this technology that Doc is talking about tonight, it actually improves your Kangen water, and something that can improve Kangen water. Now, that seems like a no-brainer to me, kids. So,
Yeah.
it is for me, that's for sure. And yeah, what it does, I mean, I don't necessarily want to pitch that it makes Kangen water better, but it really does. Hands down, 7 days a week, twice on Sunday, water coming from your K8's the best water you can put in your body. Just is. It has hydrogen, it has oxygen, it has hydroxide, has a high ORP. That said, if you have a Kangen machine, I know you've wanted one for your whole house. Like, I want that everywhere.
Yes.
And I've looked for years for it. I'm a junkie. I've got I have the Anespa. I have Anespa filters in my hot tub. I am the water snob.
Yeah.
I've looked for a lot of good water things, but a lot of song and dance. And actually, I've actually got them right here.
Ooh.
And long story short was, this was a guy that I'd talked to through an adjunct years ago. He's a research scientist out of Holland, and he developed a technique to clean up large water supplies that ended up cleaning up for ranches and then rivers and lake beds, and then lots of different things. And then he created a system that it goes inline in your home and it will restructure and ionize the water. There is an ionization ring that is used. It is not the same as electrolyzed reduced water. The easiest, fastest way to discuss this is a Nagic produces water that's been struck by lightning. It's hit with tens of thousands of volts, blows the water molecules apart into their component forms of hydrogen, oxygen, and hydroxide. This is different. This is water that has gone over. This one's a 200-foot waterfall. The large unit is a 400-foot waterfall. And so what you end up with is water that has gone over a 400-foot waterfall that is then struck by lightning is the water you drink. But if you could have water fresh in your house from a 400-foot waterfall, it would be just a thing of amazing beauty.
now I'm curious about something, Doc, real quick. When you test the water, like, does this water have a negative ORP, like a small negative ORP?
ORP is an electric potential.
Right,
There's no electricity here.
right.
It has negative ions.
Okay.
Again, one is restructured, ionized, one is electrically reduced.
Okay. I like it. This is good.
So,
Learning something new every day, kids.
so essentially, this gives you the best possible source water.
Right.
That you can then run through your machine. I mean, it's just that's what it does. Now, this doesn't matter whether it goes left, right, up, down. When it's installed, it's in line. There's no filters. There's nothing to change. If your house burns down, you can go pull it out because it's all titanium and stainless. It has stainless titanium rings with superconductors, rare earth elements, under 75,000 PSI. There's a ring at this end, a ring at this end, springs in the middle, creating a superconductor ionizing chamber here. This is kind of cool because this is one of our economy small units for RVs that we're starting to do. You see the springs in there?
Oh, yeah.
Um, these don't fit on a house because they have a 1-inch, they have a 1/2 inch versus a 1-inch hole. Most of the stuff coming in your home is 3/4 to 7/8 of an inch. This is a 1/2 inch. So that might do like a 1-bedroom apartment, but really it's for like swimming pools. We have some people putting them in, installing them underneath sinks, restaurants for their fresh water supplies, and mostly RVs. They're really geared for an RV unit is really what it is. That said, hold on one second. We've switched stuff around. There we go. You create this ionizing chamber. Because it releases negative ions, it renders chemicals and things inert. But I'm going to show you how it works real quick. Let's see if I can share my screen. And there it is. Can anybody see this or can everybody see this?
I see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We can see it.
Looks good.
Here we go.
Color.
So we're going to start the slideshow. We are the distribution sales arm for Freshwater Holland. I am going to turn this on real quick. And y'all can watch it. What you're going to see is this is a chicken farm that we recently did. And in this chicken farm, there was garbage in the lines. The water was well bore water that was kind of milky, murky, nasty. A lot of gunk buildup. And you're going to see that when he turns it on, all this, it looks cloudy. And then you're going to see all this black stuff come out. And then you're going to see the water run clear. All in. See how cloudy that is?
Yep.
That's all the black stuff coming out of the line, the molds, the mildews, the black, gray, and green gunk.
Does he have that ionizer on it right now?
Yeah, we just installed this on his water line coming into the barn.
So is that cleaning out the water so the gunk
Yep,
comes
all
out
that
first?
black stuff's what came out. Look how clear the water is now.
Yeah.
That's the biofilm that was in the lines. See how clean that water is now?
Yeah.
And so you have a passive technology that makes this work. Now people go, how does this work? Well, restructured ionized water is what happens in nature. Like if you've ever been camping or, taking a survival course, they're like, what you need is you need to find water that's come off a waterfall, moving water, because it has the least bacteria and it's the best you can get. Well, when you have water that comes off a waterfall, this waterfall is about 30 minutes from my house, it's a little over 600 feet high. The water smashes down, breaks apart, gets reduced smaller and smaller. Imagine if I threw a big clump of grapes off the top of that, they'd all break apart and be loose floating around by the time they got to the bottom. That's what's happening with the water molecules. They're being restructured and they're broken down, and they're doing that without electricity. It's a mechanical function. What happens when what goes on when this happens is this allows the water to absorb more oxygen. It takes the negative minerals and it absorbs them in to act with it, as well as the nutrients, and it neutralizes all the positive ion contaminants. Most of your chemicals have a positive charge. So when it's inundated with these negative ions, it helps to render it inert. The best part about this is that it actually inhibits the growth of pathogens. And because pathogens can't get a hold and take on, it actually reduces the pathogenic load in creating high oxygen water. The super cool part to me was this energy load. Now there's something that's called a Bovis rating. Anybody here know that, they're like, well, if you can eat, Brussels sprouts, you're eating the most alive food, so it has the healthiest ratio in it. That's called a Bovis rating. If you find a loaf of bread that's been dead for 15 years and you're like, oh, look at these crackers, I can eat this, you would imagine that there's no Bovis in that. What happens is these units dramatically and drastically increase the Bovis rating on your water sources. that you can then use for hydration for animals, plants, et cetera, et cetera. We've got this in a lot. We've got it in 13,000 farms. We've got it now in Europe. We've got several hundred now coming in the US. We're hoping to bring in one of the largest chicken, turkey, and hog farmers in the US. We've got all the indoor growers. It works just phenomenally well. And really what it is, it's the applied science from a guy that's got a double PhD in metallurgy and ionization. Inside these machines are superconductors with titanium coils. Like I said, there's rare earth elements. It's got a piezoelectric ionization. And all this is compressed under 75,000 PSI that creates this amazing vortexing and ionization chamber. The XL unit is 2 inches by 12.5 inches. The large unit is 2 by 7. And when I say that it's the difference in a waterfall, a 400-foot waterfall versus a 200-foot waterfall, what you'll see is the Bovis rating off the higher waterfall is about 300,000, where it's a little under 200,000 for a large unit. The average home only needs a large unit, unless you're like over the top and you want the highest possible Bovis rating that you can get. Hold on one second. Let me get somebody trying to jump in. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. Had to change the ID. And so you end up with that. The differences between structured and unstructured water, aside from hydration. Peter, I agree. Many of you have heard me talk about aquaporins and how it hydrates the brain even better. And that's all Agri's work. And he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2003. They didn't even know about aquaporins when I went to college and got my doctorate. Dr. Gerald Pollack wrote the book, The Fourth Phase of Water. He's a research scientist out of the University of Washington. Roy is from Penn State University, and he's the one that proved that one drop of water can retain 440,000 different frequencies. Dr. Wolfgang Ludwig from Germany proved that you can actually transfer these frequencies as coherent memory from organism to organism. So when you've heard the stories of like, oh, all the medications are in the water supply, there's birth control, there's lithium, there's all these things, that is the homeopathic restructured version that these gentlemen are talking about. Like I said, the home versus the commercial units, the Bovis values are different, about 190,000 on a large unit, 306,000 on an XL unit. I equate that to saying, hey, we have a JR4 versus a K8. What you really need is the best possible water. And the way that they test this is what's called gas discharge visualization. And it measures that quantity of Bovis. And so if you look at filtered water there on the side, little dot, not a lot going on. Spring water's got a little bit more, but when you restructure water, you get this starburst effect of energy coming off your water droplet. This, in a restructured form, increases your hydration because it's loaded with a negative ion, decreases the toxicity, decreases the bacterial load, decreases viral, algae, and fungus. So you're getting super high healthy water that's really good for you. You can use this in your homes, your pools, your gardens, on your lawns, and all these areas. You're going to have that ability to improve the water quality, decrease chemical and toxic loads. You can literally swim in a 400-foot waterfall in your hot tub, in your pool. It's incredible. I love it every day. Super easy to install. There's no trick here. There's no gimmick. It's literally just install and forget. You can see right there, he's installing an XL unit. Things that people go, well, am I going to notice a big difference? Well, generally, you're not going to notice a huge difference per se in your drinking water because you've already got such phenomenal water. You're going to get a boost, 10, 15%. You're going to notice it in your shower. You're going to notice it in your dishwasher. You're going to notice it in your laundry. your whites are brighter. It's really kind of things that I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But then I never realized that you'd see these things, and the next thing you know, we've got several people saying, yeah, my laundry's really clean, my pool's using less chlorine, my hot tub is XYZ. So, there's lots of things in Australia right now where those people are going, man, my lawn is awesome. And I never really thought that when you put a unit on your house, it's what you're going to be using to water your grass as well. So there's lots of hidden benefits. It goes to everything. There's basically 4 sizes. There's the XL, which is the large one, the large unit for homes. Those are the 2 that you can use for home. I will be honest, you do not need an XL on your home. The large will work just fine. However, the XL does have a higher Bovis rating, so that's up to you whether you want a large or an XL. Me, I have a K8, so I bought an XL. They have smaller units that you can use for pools, for RVs, small units for things like that as well. They come with a lifetime warranty. Yes, we have an end of the year special. We did have a buy 3 get 20 off. That's kind of gone. I must have grabbed the wrong slide, but hey, there we go. If you have questions, drmichaelexplains@gmail.com. I can be glad to answer them. Other questions for the meantime right now?
I know the first question I have is, how does, there's one of the things that a lot of people have to do with their Kangen water machines, with their water supplies, is they have to get pre-filtration systems, like from Mike the Filter Doc, or from Ion Faucet, or from Enagic themselves, where they have a pre-filter system. Is that pre-filter system still necessary if you have one of these? If you invest in one of these, do you need one of those?
So what's the water quality that I have here in Atlanta?
I have no idea.
Well, Maryland, what's your water what can you tell me about Maryland's water quality?
It's not good.
No, the truth is I can't honestly say this is all you need.
Right.
I live in Atlanta, it's all I use.
Yeah.
If I lived in
definitely Michigan.
Scottsdale, Arizona, where they had a really crazy mineral content, I know for a fact that the source water that they're using has more chlorine than in certain levels of bleach. So yeah, I wouldn't say that, oh, this is a universal tool.
Right.
This is going to phenomenally increase any of your municipal water supplies, but there's some really bad water supplies. We're getting really good results with, the arsenic on the Florida coast and the lead in Michigan. Is it 100%? No, there is no 100% solution. But if you can neutralize it, it's a step in the right direction. I tell people this: if you have a pre-filter for a specific reason, use it. Put this in on after the pre-filter, and you're going to get 10 times more effectiveness out of it. I wouldn't say this isn't going to do something, because I don't know. You may have some weird, obscure mineral issue. Anybody here seen my pictures out of my back deck? So I have phenomenal water, but the people that you see just over there on the other side of the lake have some of the worst water you can imagine. It's loaded with arsenic. Has nothing to do with the lake. They just told us you can take water out of the lake and drink it as is.
So if somebody has like one of those pre-filter systems already hooked up, like under their sink, they still just go ahead and put this in right after their stop and waste, and then the water that's coming through their filters, is that going to affect the water? The fact that it's having to go through that?
No, this you install right at the shutoff valve coming into the house.
Right. That's, your stop and waste is what that's called. But yeah.
Okay. So, we call it a shutoff valve.
Yeah. right.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Sounds
but
good. Leonard?
Yes. Now, I end up with this stuff that comes through my water that collects on the bottom of the shower that's kind of rusty. Does that get rid of that type of stuff? Or?
We've had really good results with it.
Okay.
A lot of people are saying it dramatically reduces that. And they're saying that it's coming out of their clothes.
Right. That's what you were
Am I
saying.
making that claim? No, that's just been our experience. That wasn't what it was intended to do.
Okay.
Really, what this is intended to do is to restructure and negatively ionize the water and render bacterial, viral, and chemical loads as inert as possible.
Mhm.
That's what it's designed to do. Is it the perfect pre-filter? Is there one? I don't think that there is. I know that I use the XL on my municipal water supply. I've got friends that are using it on their well. Works phenomenally well. I've got a guy that's now doing agriculture, and he's got a 20,000 acre ranch, and he has a 20-acre lake pond reservoir, and he's got one of these things set up on a solar panel that floats and just pumps, and it just moves the water and it redoes this. He said, man, 3 or 4 days before I got to irrigate, I start that thing cranked up and that water gets so clean, it's amazing. He said, I now just leave it on.
This may be a dumb question. Where does that stuff go? So if you're drinking that water, is that stuff just staying in the water? Because it's not like a filter. It's not catching it.
No, it breaks it down, vortexes it, and renders whatever chemical toxicity is inert. If it's a bacteria, it will kill it. And it prevents the growth in the water supply.
Okay, thanks.
So it's not dumped out of the system?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope, same thing as a waterfall. If you have contaminants that come over a waterfall, it's clean at the bottom. It's not
Wow.
necessarily gone, it's still there. But
Wow.
what happens is when you break them down, for instance, chlorine, it has a positive ion charge to it that binds it in the thyroid, that inhibits the uptake of iodine, and it shuts your thyroid down. If you
Happened to
run
me.
chlorine through this and it's pre-bound with a negative ion, and that chlorine charges ion is neutral, it can't bind in the tissues.
Oh, cool.
Same thing with arsenic and your bromides and your fluorines and your fluorides and the XYZ.
Yeah.
that is fascinating. Now, here's something that I've got another question for you about.
Hold on 1 second,
Okay,
just to
go ahead.
touch on something else.
Okay.
One of the biggest problems that is going on in healthcare right now, ironically, is reverse osmosis water. The concept is you want the purest water possible.
Mhm.
The problem with that theory is it doesn't hold up to science. The whole idea of parts per million, contaminants, and all that is actually the polar opposite of what actually works. If you go look at all the centenarians, the people that have the 100-year lifespans historically, they have all lived with really, really hard mineral loaded water that was called glacier milk. It literally looked like you fill a glass half full of skim milk, fill the rest of it with water, and that's what their water looked like. And they had phenomenal bone density. Their electrolytes were amazing. Their immune systems were enormously effective. I know my brother lived in Alaska and I have drank straight from glacier. It's incredible. When you get into the idea of RO, it's not what's in the water. It's what's
Right.
not in the water.
Exactly.
If you go through RO water, you're stripping out about 84 to 106 essential minerals, salts, minerals, metals, and things that your body needs to function correctly.
Mhm.
They're now finding that all the bottled water and RO systems that have been employed are leading to the rapid onset osteoporosis and neurological. Like, we're all 50 something here. Did
I'm
you have
older.
kids? Huh?
I'm older. I'm
I
even
just
older.
turned 50. I turned 51 last week.
I'm gonna be 63.
But we didn't have people having all kinds of MS. Man, somebody had osteoporosis. That was like really crazy when we were younger. Now it's like, if you don't know somebody that's got MS, I know half a dozen people that have MS. Really healthy, drink lots of water. They drank the wrong water. Osteoporosis, same difference. Leeches, most people don't realize that in order to buffer 1 can of soda, you use 4 teaspoons of calcium.
Oh, yeah.
In the human body, that comes from your bones.
Mhm.
It's called
Yeah, the
phosphoric
difference.
acid.
I noticed the difference since I've been drinking Kangen water. I cannot even stand in my shower because it throws my nervous system off. And drinking Kangen water helps me rebalance everything out. Where before I couldn't even put my hands in my dishwater like I did yesterday at my daughter's, my hands just went nuts. So I know the elements in the water are affecting our health, our thyroid. I don't have a functioning thyroid because of that. You know, they thought, oh, she's going to have a heart attack. So let's stop it with radioactive iodine. So yeah, we really got to wake up here.
They
and know
call
why.
that Graves' disease for a reason, right?
I know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my sister
Well,
had
guess
that.
what? I don't even have that anymore.
So
So, you know, people
Yep.
need to wake
that's
up.
why people need the Inespa, because the minerals in the Inespa rebuild the endocrine system, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Any
well,
other
so,
questions
Doc,
on the whole units?
how does this water affect the Inespa? Does this actually make the Inespa water even better?
Mhm.
Because I've got an Inespa and I love it. And
Yep.
but if we get this,
You're actually getting a full vortexing restructured water that goes into the Inespa. The filtration in that is phenomenal, but the secret to the Inespa is the radium tufa minerals that are in there. That the vortexing and the ionization increases the water quality. So if you're taking pre-structured vortexed ionized water and running it through your minerals, you're really jacking it up.
Mhm.
this is exciting. I'm really
Yes.
excited about this. It's you know, this is
Mhm.
like everybody who has a Kangen water machine really needs one of these to make
Yes.
their Kangen
It,
water
it
machine
dramatically
better.
improves it. And, you know, so the website to order is drmichaelswater.com. They'll talk to you about the pool unit. We talk about the home units, and there's bottle toppers and all that kind of stuff. And if you order, or when you order, just tell me where you heard from me. Just say you're on you know, Kong's Water or John, so I know who referred you.
Mhm.
What was your Dr. Michael?
drmichaelswater.com.
.com. It was your story that changed my life. Of your little
Mine
girl.
too.
Honestly, I was really fighting for my life when I found Kangen water. And it was your story that turned me, hey, wow. And then
This is different.
yeah, I know this is different. That's why I'm getting excited here. It can even make us all better here in the
No, I
house.
meant when you saw the Kangen water, it's like, wait a minute, that is something that is different. That's not just another water machine. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And this will improve that.
Yeah.
So Doc, one question that I've got for you it seems like from that original meeting that you did when I was in on it, and I think it might have been Bob Gradelli that was talking about how he was blown away at all the crap that was coming out of all of his faucets, and he had to remove his aerators, and And because there was so much.
No, that was Bob. That was one of my business partners, Bob Timbrook. But
Okay.
yeah, everybody has to, most everybody that has a house that's several, 5-10 years old, they've got mold in their lines that they're just drinking the water that comes right over it.
And
And this flushes those lines for your whole house. It's really quite disgusting.
that's kind of what I was excited about, because my house was
He
built
likes
in
gross stuff.
1970s. And I'm like, I think this thing will do kind of like what Kangen water does for my body, which is flush out all my pipes, flush everything out, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, this will actually help flush out the pipes of your house. And
Yeah,
am
it's
I
kind of like getting your
accurate in talking-
ductwork cleaned at the house, your house, getting your ductwork clean.
Yeah.
You have to do it every time you run the water, or is it because like that video you showed us of the chicken farm? Is that just like a one-time thing, like it cleaned out his pipes and they just kind of stay clean?
Oh, you're the lighthouse talking. Yeah, no, that's just a one-time thing. And the only time is if like you have a guest room or a faucet that you don't use a lot. It takes about 14 to 21 days for that film to build up. We've had a lot of people. There's some really funny stories about it. So we tell people, and they're like, I'm gonna go clean my thing and find it, and there's not really a lot happened. And I said, what about the guest room? Nope, it's all good. And then a couple days later, we had some friends stay over, and all the black stuff came out of the bathtub. Really grossed them out.
Yeah.
We had done some stuff, and I had like a bar top sink downstairs, and it kind of cleaned some stuff out. My big surprise came when I was refilling and topping off my hot tub. Filled all the black stuff in there from the hose. It was really kind of nasty. Yeah,
Ooh.
you just hear, and it's just funny stuff, man. You're like, no idea.
I love it. This is exciting, you guys. I know I'm
Anybody
kinda-
here garden?
Yes.
Yes.
So what you'll see is you're going to see about a 30% higher growth rate in your plants
Ooh.
because the restructured water hydrates significantly better.
Hmm.
But the other part is, like I just said about the garden hose, you're coating all your fruits and vegetables when you water your garden with all the mold and mildew that's locked in the lines, and then you're eating it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's interesting, Doc, that you say that, because some of the grossest water that I've seen come off of any vegetables has been the vegetables out of my garden, because I always clean all my vegetables off with the 11.5 water, even the stuff that comes out of my garden. And some of the water that's come off the stuff out of my garden has been the grossest and most yellowish, gross, icky stuff of all.
Note to self: if I ever go up there, I'm not eating out of your garden.
Well, I'm going to clean them off with electric, and plus I'm going to have this too. So, yeah,
Well, definitely
clean it
here up
all
in
off,
Michigan, we've got the worst water source.
and my little water department, we have our own little water department right here in little White City, Utardia, and we're so proud of our water. And it is some really good source water. It doesn't have any chlorine, no fluoride. It comes off the mountain, goes into a deep well aquifer, and gets pumped up into our house. And they don't put anything in it at all, nothing. And
That's
whatever's
awesome.
in it comes from nature. But yeah, I still get some really icky looking stuff that comes off of my vegetables. And then I've got a pond and a little waterfall thing that gets so much algae in it every summer that I'm hoping that this is going to help decrease that algae, if not eliminate it altogether. What do you think is going to happen in that department?
Well, if you have the filter, the system that's filtering, that's running this through, that's keeping the water moving, you should clean it right up. We're getting ready to launch. We've got some municipal water supplies that want us to be able to do 100,000 gallons a minute.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So does
Well,
anybody
we've
else
got
have any
this is a
questions?
55-acre lake, so a 55,000 square mile lake, 55,000 square acre lake that I live on.
Wow.
Wow.
There's 70 miles of shoreline. and they want me
I'm
to clean
getting
it up.
geeked here
No
because
trouble. I
I'm
was just
getting
gonna stick my
geeked
magic
now
machine down there.
yeah, I'm getting geeked because we're getting ready to build up north, our future home. And
You're
this
in
is something
Michigan.
I put it in right away.
Well, we'll get you one.
The
Just go
plumber.
order it. Like I said, just let me know John sent you.
Yeah, I will.
So does anybody else have any other questions for the doc while we got him here?
This is just amazing.
Yeah,
Now's
I'd
a
like
great
to.
time to ask him.
Yeah, I was totally thrilled to find this. I'm not gonna lie.
And we have to go to the website to find out the cost or,
So the standard home unit is $24.97. The XL is $37.97. The pool unit is like $650. I think I have 2 of these RV small apartment units. These are a limited run polymer. So I think they're $14.97.
Mhm.
But they got 3 springs, couple of coils. People are using them in like water stores and stuff. They were a special run.
So with us putting in a pole barn and the house, I need to have 2 to run the
How big's
water.
your barn and what's it for?
We don't know yet. He wants to have it for, it's gonna be his domain, where he's gonna have all of his toys and he's gonna have a room in there where it's gonna be a loft. So we can have some
Man
sleepover.
cave.
Yeah,
he's gonna live there, actually. You're gonna live in the house.
yeah, right? A man cave.
Oh, the doghouse. They're usually
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, uh-huh. So I'll
Um,
have to have 2 units then, right?
you have 2 wells?
We only have 1 well. I don't know if we're gonna get 2 wells put in.
It yes, it would be better to have 2. You could start with 1 going to the house. I would go where it comes into the house and then
Right.
1 where it goes into the barn. How far apart are they?
Well, it's not built yet. We're in the process of making that happen. So. I'm
Okay,
just
well, if it's
ahead
one,
of time.
if it's 1 common water source and it's not very far away, it'll work. If you're like,
Oh, it's not gonna be that far away. No, it's not gonna be far away from each other.
okay, yeah, if you've got a demand, you could get away with a smaller unit if it's like right where he's gonna have like a bathroom, shower, kitchen area. And it's
Yeah.
just a small little spot with like a 1/2-inch line, you could get away with something smaller. But if he's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna live upstairs and then we're gonna have horses, pigs, chickens, cattle.
Oh,
you'd
yeah,
need-
I want all that, yeah.
Yeah, I would at least get a large for that unit as well then.
Okay. Yeah, because
Um,
we're excited we're gonna go retire, but to me, retire means end. We're just gonna go enjoy the rest of our life up north.
You're gonna live like me.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're down by the water.
It was 70 degrees today.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. We're below 0.
27 right now.
You caught that. It's below 0 and she's going north.
Yeah, it's even
Her
cold.
brain has frozen.
Yeah. Yeah, but he got it for hunting property, so he wants to go make sure he's giving them deer the right food. And now we'll give him the water source.
Tell him my smallest group shot at 500 yards
Mhm.
was 0.183,
Whoa.
just over 1/8 of an inch. They were all touching
Whoa.
at 500 yards.
Wow.
That's 5 football fields for the rest of you.
That's
Yeah.
that's some pretty good shooting right there, Doc.
Yeah. Guess what I got to do? Learn how
What?
this summer. I'm learning.
Shoot?
Yeah, I'm learning. I may be going in my middle 50s or 60s, but you know what? I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep learning.
Oh, we've got a shooting class here for kids, and I grew up with I was on a shooting team in high school, so it's a thing. We live in
Wow.
Georgia, so
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, Doc, thank you so much, brother, for
Yeah.
coming in here and giving us this information and helping us learn what this is all about. And I know
Mhm.
that I'm going to be sharing this out and letting people know about it because, you know, we all know that healthy hydration is key. And so we've got the best hydration there is on planet Earth, and we're excited to be able to share it out with people. And like I told you yesterday, Doc, I'm so grateful for everything you do, everything that
You get your journals?
you put out there, and everything you've taught me. You didn't even know you were teaching me, and you don't even know how many people you're teaching out there. And I'm just grateful that you're doing it, buddy. You know, God bless you for everything that you
Did
do.
you ever go buy your journal?
I did. As a matter of fact, I have that baby right here.
Uh-huh.
Mine's
sitting
going
right
on
here.
a year and a half worth.
Yes, I did buy my journal, and I'm gonna start learning how to use the dang thing. And
You
I-
said a
It
year and a
works.
half worth?
Yeah, well, I got more than that, but I've got more than that, but this one has been consistent. It's important that we do that.
I gotta ask one more question too, so
Okay,
I'll wait till he comes back though.
This is 1 year retired.
Oh, wow.
oh, bless your
I
heart.
guess. Bless your heart is right. Wow. Yeah, I do daily, every day, even sometimes at night. And it works.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be where I'm at without it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I-
thanks to Doc, I'm gonna actually start journaling. I've never journaled before, and after my conversation with him yesterday morning, I decided that I think it's a really good idea that I go ahead and
Mhm.
start learning to journal. And
Teach that old dog new tricks.
yeah, you
Yeah.
know, I might be an old dog, but I'm always
Well-
looking to learn. If I don't learn something new every day, then something's wrong that day. I really need to learn every single day. And
And I've been
Doug,
using
you had
different
another
ink.
question.
Oh, yeah.
Leonard's got another question.
Yeah, well, you know, like that water that goes over the waterfall, it impregnates the water with oxygen, right?
Yep.
Is that what this does too? Does this impregnate the water with oxygen? It must be a blast of oxygen bubbles that when it goes through that.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
This whole thing becomes a chamber. There's an
And it must just blast bubbles out. And then how long,
next is it. Let's see here. You see that?
yeah. Yeah, and I kind of get that. I see,
So
you know,
here's
it's a
there's two titanium springs in the middle.
compression.
This is a superconductor ring. They're joined by the spring in the middle, and they're under compression. And so you create this vortexing chamber.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it changes the molecules and probably passes them through.
So it takes 1 drop of water and creates 250 microdrops per spring. And then
Okay.
the next spring breaks that 250 down to 250. And so when you have the XL, you got 4 of those vortexing springs. So you do that 4 times. This one you do it twice. The other one you do 4 times. That's why it's a 200 versus a 400-foot waterfall.
I see. Yeah, right. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I got it. So,
And you guys,
So
when
you
you
said-
start to think how many people could utilize this technology,
Yeah.
it gets kind of exciting. And, you know, hearing that the doc's got chicken farms going and things like that, this is,
Yeah, we reduce all the feed conversions, the cortisol levels, the pathogenic load, rejection
Wow.
rates, broken legs, broken wings, stress, all that stuff.
oh yeah,
Wow.
We've got light, air, and water. So we've got ionization that kills all the pathogenic load in the air. This does the water. We have full spectrum sunlight, all the good stuff.
So even if somebody doesn't have a Kangen machine, which I want everybody to have one, Can they drink right from that stream of water? Oh, wow.
It's not the same as drinking from your magic machine, but it's still really
Right.
good.
Right, yeah.
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 I mean, the Kangen machine is electrically reduced water. It has hydrogen, oxygen, hydroxide. It just does.
Right.
There's no electricity here, people. It will restart.
Yeah,
It will ionize it, but it's not going to give you the hydrogen, the hydroxide.
Do you have to have so many pounds of pressure from your pump to,
Yeah, because if you just run water through it, it doesn't.
doesn't do it?
No.
So
Wow.
it,
But what most of your houses have, anywhere
know.
from 50 to 80 psi.
Uh-huh.
It's rated for 500 psi, but most people's pumps can't take that. Those are like fire hose and stuff. We did have, okay, so I'm crazy, I admit it, but we have one guy that used it on his fuel line.
oh, wow.
His gas mileage.
not
I'm like,
bad.
For real?
Really?
it vortex the fuel,
Yeah.
and then
Well, that's the same as having a high-rise manifold, and dropping the fuel in the top and having it, mist, and then it's got more power and explosion.
not my thing. I do know that we did a modified bottle topper for my single malt scotch.
Yeah. Mhm. Uh-huh. You got potent, didn't you?
Oh, most scotch is 80 proof. I drink 120 proof cast strength Abelauer.
Oh, goodness. What does your liver say? What does your liver say?
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Can I have another one?
Yeah. What else? Another thing I was going to ask too with my son, he has a well, but his water is orange. I mean, terrible orange. His tub is stained. His toilets are stained. And I'm like,
Is it
son,
rust?
yeah, it's rusty.
Iron.
And he only buys bottled water because he won't give in to buying a Kangen machine yet. And I'm like, I'm praying on it. But for something like that,
It's going to help. How much will it eliminate? We have a lot of people that have said that my toilet, the orange stains are starting to go away. Their laundry's coming out cleaner. But I would
Okay.
not say that it's going to remove all the iron. That would
right. Yeah.
it will significantly reduce it. What does that mean? Exactly.
Right.
But then again, iron is a really good thing to have in your water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hemoglobin
have
is
to put it in
bioavailable
drops. I have to put drops in my water, but anyway, what about a mechanic shop? Would that be something they could utilize
For what?
to, for cleaning water, for cleaning their hands and having
Oh,
a
yeah.
good,
I mean, you can
Yeah.
clean up. Anybody that's got water can use these. It'll just give you an
Okay.
improved water quality.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is good. This is exciting, Doc. I sure appreciate you sharing this with me and,
Yeah,
coming in here tonight and showing us what this is about, answering our questions. And so, unless it looks like Nazima has a question. Fire away there, hon.
What if you're on city water and you have recycled water for your garden?
Okay. What about that?
Would it work?
As far as what do you mean? I mean, the water that's coming in to the house is restructured, and you're using your wastewater for your garden.
Yes, that's how it is.
Um,
They have, it's recycled water
is
for the lawn,
city or from
Florida.
Florida? You mean the one that kind of smells like it came out of the toilet when it comes out of the faucet?
Yeah. Recycled water. It smells, yeah. But that's not,
It's brackish.
no, that's not the city water. It's two different connections.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if you've got two different connections, if you end up using it for restructuring, it's going to be better. It's going to be able to hydrate more thoroughly. It's going to get into the plant structure. It's going to carry the
Wow.
nutrition in. See, a lot of our people, what they'll do is they have like in our indoor grow houses, they have a really wicked, horrible, amazing RO machine that strips the water down of everything. But then they mix all the foods with it, the superfoods and nutrients for the fertilizer. And it's so thick that it actually gums up the lines. But when they run it through they leave the RO machine and they run it through this, goes through, they never get a gumming of the lines. Now,
Well,
that for them, what happened is they were shutting down 2 to 3 days a month to clean the lines.
no,
Well,
well,
2 to 3 days times 12 is 24 to 36 days. They're getting a whole extra month of grow.
okay, what it is, we have one connection for the house from city,
Uh-huh.
and there's another connection for the lawn.
Yes. And if you don't have to have an XL unit on the line. You can do a large unit. You can use one of the smaller units just for I know what you're saying. You have two. Your output for your fertilizer, for your lawn, for your garden, depends on how big your garden is, but yeah, absolutely. Separate line, put one on there. It's going to improve the water quality of your non-potable water that you use for irrigation.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you know, one other thing that I'm not sure whether you guys caught about this is these things have a lifetime warranty. And considering what they're made of, that makes a lot of sense, really. It's
Yeah,
stainless
if your
steel.
house burns down, you can at least go take this out.
Yeah, yeah, awesome.
So it's a one-time thing, kids. You buy it once, you never need to worry about buying it again.
And you
And,
know, we've had them for years and we've never, knock on wood,
Mm.
never had to do anything. There's not, I mean, it's basically
maintenance?
destructible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, can we take this and advertise it like into businesses? You know, get them to redo, you know, use something in the business.
Okay, so my company is not really geared towards the private one-on sales like we're doing.
Okay,
It's just I have a large number of people from Enagic that want these.
okay,
So I'm personally, you know, if you give me a referral, I'll personally give you a 10% commission. But it's not like we're setting people up looking for affiliates to market this.
oh, okay.
We have a lot of people that want to, though.
Mhm. Yeah, because my
But
light
yeah,
bulbs are going
so,
off.
huh?
My light bulb's going off because there's so much bad water everywhere, and they think that, you know, it's just in Flint, Michigan, but we are here in Bay City, and we got terrible water too. So it's everywhere. It's not just in Michigan.
No, I get it. But I'm just saying is if you make a referral and somebody buys it, I will personally, like, you'll get a referral check from Dr. Michael.
So where can I get the information to share?
If you just send somebody to Dr. Michael Explains the Water and they buy, just tell them who sent you. I
Okay.
said, if you say John sent you,
Mhm.
he's a referral. I
Okay.
just keep track of it. But there isn't like an affiliate link and I'm doing a business. If you want to do the business, great. We'll be glad to give you a 20% discount. You buy $30,000 worth of product, you end up with 10 units, you get a 20% discount.
Okay.
If you want to buy $30,000 worth of stuff, I'll send you my Venmo right now.
Mhm.
Who wants it?
I wish I could win the lotto.
No, and it's not. I mean, you're still going to make money on it. But I'm just saying
Right.
that, you know, we do orders of, well, you saw like on one of those pictures, one barn had 5 of them connected.
Wow.
So we're not doing necessarily, you know, we don't do a lot. We do the one-offs, but I do them personally because
Mhm.
I'm taking care of my people as your fans and people that like what we've done in the Magic and,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, there's a market.
Hospitals. Has hospitals been, any hospitals been having them installed?
No, they do a lot with our ionization and our lighting though, because we killed COVID, Corona, Staph, Strep, Kipke, MRSA.
Right.
We have it for HVAC, for surgical floors, wards, surfaces. We have lighting
Yeah.
for schools, nursing homes. Um,
Yeah.
we've got a lot of the casinos in Vegas are coming up online now.
Oh,
A lot of your skyscrapers, a lot of your big buildings, football stadiums, colleges, high schools.
mhm.
They do a lot with the lighting and the ionization.
Wow.
Interesting.
Aim is to have more wellness centers than those adolescent centers. I would
So
love,
they can cover
In
that.
less than 5 minutes, so Ion Clear, we have light air, and water. This is for
Oh.
hospitals, facilities, how the ionization, it purifies the air 24/7. It's been proven we've been killing corona since 2004, influenza since 2002, polio, mites, allergens, MRSA, Clostridium. So it reduces the bacterial load. Tested at the University of Medicine. We inactivate 99% of all pathogens within minutes. Drops everything to the ground. We have the only unipolar, so we produce no ozone. It's clinically research tested. We're in dentists, hospitals, emergency rooms, clinics, facilities. People are starting to use it in their homes, hospitals, nursing homes, restaurants. We've got a whole series in line there.
wow.
This is good for everything, you guys. Everybody needs the
Yeah.
greatest water on the planet.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yes, I know.
You know, this is
Want it everywhere.
And you know, Doc, thank you so much, brother, for coming in here and helping us out, helping us learn about this, giving us the opportunity to be able to get them and you know, refer some people and that kind of stuff. It's wonderful what you're doing, and I'm so grateful for it. And you know, I want to thank everybody that's been here tonight. I hope you guys all learned something like I did. And if you know have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll reach out to Doc and get those questions answered. If you want to get one, go to drmichaelswater.com, and you know he's going to ask you who your referrer is, and hopefully you'll mention that I'm the one who helped you learn about this, and we'll keep working on this, and you do the same thing when you send people his way. Let him know that, you know, please let him know that I'm the one who sent you, and the doc will take good care of us, just like he's been doing all this time without even knowing it. And so,
Yeah.
you know, Dr. Michael, love you so much. Really appreciate everything you do. Make sure you give that little sweetie Skylar a big hug for
I
all of us.
know. She is a
We
miracle.
all love her. We've all seen her story. We all are
She's
so
a
excited and
miracle.
hope to one day get a chance to give her a hug ourselves. And you know, so
Mhm.
thanks again, buddy. Really appreciate everything. And
Absolutely. It's funny because most people don't realize I actually have 5 kids.
Yeah, you do.
yeah,
That little one is such a doll too. She is
Yeah.
so cute.
Oh, she is a pistol.
You know,
tell
we
you what,
have
have
a
a big
granddaughter.
group hug, Doc. A group hug with all the kids, because that's what I like.
Yeah.
A big group hug. So
Yeah. We have a great granddaughter that was born very, very young, very at 11 or
Guys,
4 ounces. And she was living with me, Juanita was living with me, and she was able to get the Kangen water into that little one's body. So yeah, she was 1 pound, 4 ounces, 24 weeks. She's a miracle.
Wow. Yeah.
Mhm,
There's a lot of incredible stories out there for sure.
mhm.
all right, Doc. Thank you so much. As soon as I get this
Yes.
recording, I probably won't end up dealing with it tonight, but first thing in the morning, I'll get that recording and I'll send you the actual recording from Zoom.
Okay.
directly. And if I'll probably put it up on YouTube, but it will be a private thing. It won't be, I
Okay.
won't make it public. And so love you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Everything.
Yes, you
And,
guys.
Have some great surfing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
lucky
will.
Aye,
bug.
aye, baby.
Get
All
some
right, kid.
elderberry wine for
Right.
Valentine's.
I do a lot of muscadine if I drink any wine.
Oh,
I almost always drink single malt scotches that are at least $70 to $100 a bottle.
oh goodness.
Bless your heart, Doc. And you run them through this little system too, so that makes them even better.
Always and forever.
I love it.
All right,
I
you have a
love
good
all
one.
of this.
You have a good night. Thank you so much.
Don't
You're
forget
welcome.
your
Bye.
hugs.
Good night.
Love, love, love.
Take care, kids. Love y'all. Make it a great one.
Love you too.
Bye for now. See you
Bye-bye.
guys
Have a good
tomorrow
night.
for some
Thank
more
you.
fun.
Thank
Woody
you.
Crew.